and a chance of showers. And Heidi, that's your look at weather for this half hour.
Thank you very much, Cyril. Every year, the Lung Association of Canada hands out thousands of dollars in research grants to help fight lung disease. This year, $50,000 have been awarded to projects in Nova Scotia for leading-edge respiratory research. And Dr. Daniel Rainham is one of the recipients. His project involves a colorless, odorless gas called radon, which can cause lung cancer. He is the Elizabeth May Chair in Sustainability and Environmental Health at Dalhousie University, and we welcome him this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now tell me, thank you for coming in. Tell me a bit about your project that you received this grant for.
Sure. Well, I have a master's student, Kelsey O'Brien, who's been doing a couple of years of field work with Terry Goodwin with the province, looking at concentrations of radon and the geology around Halifax. And she came to work with me, and we thought it might be a good idea to try and develop some kind of understanding about the distribution of radon so that we could link it to health data and see whether there's a relationship between exposure to radon and a variety of health outcomes, including respiratory health outcomes.
So what is radon? Just kind of a basic understanding of it.
It's a colorless, odorless gas. It's very dense, so it sits low. It'll sink down into places. It's naturally occurring. It's a byproduct of uranium, U-238. So uranium has been around since the birth of the planet. And as uranium breaks down, so one of the byproducts is radon itself and radium. And so it's emitted from the rock, but can also get caught up in water, so it travels fairly easily through the crevices and so forth. And the biggest implication for us is that when we build houses on different rock types and we use different fill like granites or sandstones around the foundation, the radon can leak into the house. And once it gets into the house, then the exposure can occur. Yeah.
Right. And then, of course, you wouldn't know because it's colorless.
You would have no idea that you were being exposed. Yeah.
Now you can get a radon test in your house, though.
Absolutely,
right?
There are several companies in town who are experts in the field. And not only can they test your residents for radon levels, they also test schools and other office environments, workplaces. And they also have developed a variety of mitigation strategies to reduce the radon levels in your house as well.
So you're trying to find out, I guess, where in the HRM area there is radon, and if there's areas that have more than others, and then try to connect that to health effects. How much do we know about the effects of radon on people?
Well, several of the early, in the epidemiological research, most of the studies were done on miners, because miners were spending a lot of time underground, so they were exposed to high levels. More recently, there was a review about 4 years ago of some case control studies, so they find people who have lung cancer, find people who are matched by demography and sex and so on. And also looked at the effects of smoking, because the biggest issue in trying to understand the linkage between radon and lung cancer is the fact that you can also get lung cancer from smoking. So usually they try and find populations or cases of people who haven't smoked to try and make sure that the effect is actually from radon and not from smoking. But the health effects are usually around about 3 to 10% of lung cancers can be explained by radon exposure.
And do we know how long you would have to be exposed to radon in order to notice something?
Well, the cancers themselves can have they take a long time to develop. So it could be anywhere sort of 10 to 15 to 30 years before something develops. So another thing we're interested in is how long people have actually been residing in their home, how mobile they were, and so on. There's actually a large study going on here in Atlantic Canada, the PASS study. Louise Parker, who's started a cohort of people to look to see what cancers develop in the cohort. So it might be interesting later on to try and link some of the radon mapping we're doing to that cohort later on. Yeah.
Right, and match it up and see what you find.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on the Legacy Grant. I know every grant helps when you're doing scientific research.
Yes, the Nova Scotia Lung Association has been very supportive. In addition to the grant, they also have a variety of other great programs that support asthmatics and people with COPD. So it's really nice to be able to receive some support to do this work.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, and maybe we'll check back in with you when it's all wrapped up.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that too.
Excellent. Dr. Daniel Rainham is studying radon in the HRM area, and he is the Elizabeth May Chair of Sustainability and Environmental Health at Dalhousie University. We're taking a break here on BT. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. It is 7:51.